Hello, everybody, and welcome to a Superstar PartyPlex at 12 FPS. This is Heavy Hearts. My name is Zen, and today I will be playing Eggs Florentine, aka Luke Wright, and possibly Handy, though I don't know how much involvement it's going to have. And with me today is.
MJ! And I will be playing Harlequinette.
Yeah! So, before we get into today's events, there is something that we wanted to follow up on. The last FPS that these two had together, which was also, I think, the first FPS these two had together, you might remember it. It was called The Telltale Heart. And at the very end, Harlequinette gave Luke a card that they had written for his birthday. And he kind of walked out without reading it. And I think when he got home, he kind of tucked it away into a drawer without reading it, and for a few days just kept putting it off because, like, he kind of wants to know what's in there, but not really, but kind of. And after a couple days of stalling, he finally opens the envelope and pulls out the card to read what's inside.
Oh boy. Okay, let me shift into reading mode. The card reads, I'm sorry. There's not enough words in the world to truly define how sorry I am. Even if there was, I know it would never be enough. We ruined your life. We used our pain to justify dragging you into a deep dark pit with us when you had come back to help lift us out of the dark. I wish we had taken your outstretched hand instead of robbing you of everything else. I hope that you're out there living a life that is sweet and gentle. Sweet enough to wash away the pain of the past, gentle enough to harm you no further. Every day I feel a heartbeat in my chest that does not belong to me, that was taken by force under flimsy, cruel logic. Every day I am reminded of my crime against you, and every day I hope my heart is not a burden to you. I wish I could say we saved you out of love, but I know we did it out of fear. We didn't save you, we saved ourselves and left you to rot. I know why, and yet I don't know why. We were so afraid of being unloved again that we sealed it as our fate. So afraid of being unloved that we had none to offer you. We thought you hated us, but you came back for us in the end and we rejected it, harmed you the way Robert harmed us, and left you alone in an empty house with no love. You didn't deserve what happened even if you had hated us. We didn't deserve a friend like you, and you didn't deserve monsters like us. I hope you have found better friends and a gentler present. Happy birthday, Luke. Signed, Harlequinette.
Which, by the time he finishes reading that, he's definitely crying. Oh, that's like. Harlequinette genuinely seems to feel bad about that. Oh, and regret it, and. Oh, it
The
makes him
pain.
feel more guilty about setting them on fire, even if that is kind of what got them to the point of having that regret.
Yeah, the
Oh.
fire is one of the. It was a turning point, but also kind of extremely painful.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Understandable. Oh.
Boy.
Yeah, he tucks the card back into the envelope and I think tucks that into his little photo album that he has with a few photos left from his family.
The keepsake book.
Mhm.
Yeah, I bet you thought maybe we would work up to the angst, but no, we're punching you all in the face right off, right out of the gate.
Mhm. We sure are. Ha 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 ha. Anyway, that was some amount of time ago.
Yes, and
Weeks,
now and
maybe months. Time at the Partyplex is weird. And in the
I'm in the PartyPlex is something different.
mhm. In the meantime, Eggs or Luke has you know, reunited with another one of the terrors and one that's significantly less regretful, HareWire, which uh yeah, that first meeting did not go half as smoothly as reuniting with Harlequinette or Trick. Uh, but that second time, huh? He saved H from being kidnapped, and for just a moment looked like maybe Bun Bun again. This was weird. Luke gave up hope for Hairwire a long time ago. It's weird to think about. Anyway, what's Harlequinette doing tonight?
The same thing they do every night after closing. Cleaning up the mess that the prize corner has become. Since, during the day it's like kids run about, they grab plushies, they do not re-put up plushies in perfect little stacks. It it has to be reset every night.
Mhm.
So that's what Harley Quinnette's been doing. Getting all their little displays back in order.
Mhm. I kind of want to roll stealth versus perception to see if Harlequinette notices Luke coming up or just gets like startled when he's suddenly at the counter.
Yeah, I feel like that would be fun to roll.
Mhm. Well, that's a 4 stealth, so
And theirs is a +9, so unless they get a nat one,
even if they
I
get
think
a
we
nat
know who.
1, I think they beat it because it would wind up as a 10. So yeah, uh,
They got
oh,
a 2, so that's an 11. They both rolled so poorly out of the gate, and yet Harley Quinn wins by
mhm,
modifier.
yeah. Uh, so they hear like the doors to the arcade open and footsteps padding over to uh, the prize counter, the prize corner.
Yeah, it's like, they're used to kind of guards and whatnot going about, so they're not like overly surprised or anything. They just like casually turn their head to see who it is. And, well, I think when they see that it's Luke coming and approaching them to talk, they just like casually grab a plushie to hold because last time they talked with Luke, it was a very stressful conversation.
It sure was. Mhm.
I think they grab a little emotional support plushie of Jackie.
Aww. You can roll insight on Luke as well if you want.
What's your insight again? +6, right? You're so powerful.
9.
9. You're
Well,
so powerful, and yet
mhm. He doesn't seem to be mad at you, so that's probably a good sign.
small victories.
Mhm.
Saying that he doesn't seem to be actively mad, they kind of are managed to school the brief look of terror that came across terror brief look of dread that came across their face into something more blank smiley.
Mhm. Uh, there's honestly probably like a whole mess of emotions around Luke right now anyway, so but none of them are mad at you. So he
Safe
walks
for now.
safe for now. He walks up to the prize counter and hey, Harlequinette, do you have some time to talk?
Uh, Yes, I do.
Great. Do you want to do it out here or?
We can retreat into my little room back here, and they kind of point towards the prize corner back room.
Yeah, that might be the best. Yeah.
Yeah. Here. Let me. And they just kind of like awkwardly walk over and open the door, and like I think they for a second like are unsure whether to enter first or like gesture for Luke to enter first, and then they just kind of like awkwardly like
I'm
I don't even know how to describe it. Like just kind of like like lean from foot to foot.
I'm picturing them like standing in the doorway with one foot in the room and one foot not.
Yeah.
Oh, well, Luke will head into the room then and they can follow after if they want.
Yep. I mean, what else can they do? Just like close the door behind him and run.
Trap him in your room like a bug and then go get someone else to deal with it.
We're putting Luke under a cup. But yeah, they follow in after him. It's the room hasn't changed much. I think there's still like a mini fridge for Frankie that kind of is being probably less used since Frankie uh seemingly has established the daycare as more of a go-to spot.
Mhm.
Uh and there's a TV they borrowed air quotes from one of the staff break rooms. A beanbag chair, plushies and whatnot.
Yeah. Ugh. I think Luke looks around for a second and then is just like, uh, so, HareWire.
I think at that, like Harlequinette instantly like takes a deep breath and goes, "Oh God, what did he do now?"
I, I wasn't sure if he told you about anything.
What? I don't know what he's gotten up to lately. Really. Last I saw him, I checked. I tried to check in on the others, and make sure they're not doing anything nefarious. He was just sort of laying on the floor, surrounded by snack bags and whatnot.
Yeah, that, probably, yeah, brief summary. He fell overlapped with Ezra, and then I ran into them and sort of had a whole fight, and then H got kidnapped, which you heard about that, and Airwire helped. So one good thing, I don't think he's working with Rara anymore. He said he's not.
That is good. Uh, wasn't expecting that problem to solve itself.
Yeah, apparently he got attached to H and the other kid, and then she tried to hurt them. Ugh.
Yeah, I feel like they probably have matching like winces on their face.
Yeah, Luke is really upset by the idea of H getting hurt.
And Harlequinette is very upset about the idea of any child getting hurt.
Mm-hmm.
Standard thing, really.
Valid, valid. Uh, yeah, so he knows I'm here now and who I am and everything. He doesn't know I set the fire. Um, and it seems like, you maybe were right about him being able to get better.
Oh boy. Yeah, Harlequinette is like, I feel like they're both like kind of like that's both relieving to hear, but also I don't know, it's like they can't fully relish in that when for like I think they like kind of like slowly nod and go, "Well, I that's oh, that's kind of relieving to hear that you agree regarding HareWire. Um, he hasn't harassed you, has he, since he figured out that you were you?
I mean, he hasn't, like, sought me out to be a dick about anything.
Well, I that's frankly better than I would have expected.
Ugh. Yeah, I guess you can see why I didn't have a lot of faith in him based on how you describe things, right?
Yeah, he's I mean, HareWire is a wild card, let's just put it like that.
Yeah, that not exactly hope inspiring, I guess. But he's kind of been an asshole, but there was just like a second after the kids got kidnapped where like he seemed like Bun Bun again.
Yes, I that happens sometimes where it's like, did his eyes change? Sometimes his eyes change.
Luke nods.
Yes, see, that's why I don't want to give up faith that they can get better because it's such a sign to me, and it frustrates me that if he can be like that for a little while, then why can't he be like that all the time? And there has to be a way to help him be like that all the time.
Yeah, I think maybe being around the kids helped, but I I really don't want to let H around him that much.
I can't say I disagree with that. Again, wild card. I don't think Hairwire would want to hurt a child, but he is unstable and well from experience he just sort of sometimes forgets himself and forgets that actions have consequences and
Yeah, not really the sort of person you want around kids.
not without supervision.
Hmm. Yeah, yeah, that was my thing. Like, uh, he kind of like puts his head in his hands, like, the kids like him so much. I don't get it, but, uh,
It's want to roll insight on Harlequinette?
sure. 15?
I think yeah, with a 15, I think Luke picks up on like Harlequinette is both that news kind of surprises them for a second, and then it's like it makes total sense to them. Like why would kids like Hairwire? Then it's sort of like, well, basically, fundamentally, he's supposed to be a best friend to kids,
Mm hmm.
and that's both. In a way, it kind of reassures Harlequinette that Bun Bun is. I mean, they already established Bun Bun's still in there, but it's like, well, if they can appeal to this side of Bun Bun, then maybe they can get Bun Bun back full time. So I think they hesitantly kind of go, well, in that case, I do think maybe you might be maybe you're already thinking about this, but maybe you should let them with supervision see him a couple times.
Yeah, that's what I said. Like, that with supervision, it could happen. I assume we'll go through you to set that up, but
Probably will have to. It's not like he has a phone number you can call.
yeah. And I don't know who else we'd get to supervise anyway. Like, I don't think I can do that.
That's very fair. Yes, I feel like this would be good for him. If the children like him, then that means he was more likable than not. Then maybe that means he was acting nice again or decent.
I hope so. I wasn't really there to see, but he just kind of likes a lot of people. They're good kids. They trust people.
Yeah. Is this sort of if this was just that he had met these kids and they befriended him that way, I feel like I would feel better about it. But the fact that it was because he was working with Rara kind of sours the whole thing a bit.
Yeah. And like ultimately he didn't go along with that when she tried to hurt them, which is good. That's a good sign.
Very good.
He got very, very violent talking about her after that. So,
How violent are we talking here?
like, he said he was going to find her and rip her spine out.
That yeah, that's violent. I would classify that as violent. And did he say that in front of you, or did he was that just relayed to
Yeah,
you by the?
yeah, he said that in front of me.
He's that he could have maybe chosen a better phrase or something.
Yeah, and he doubled down on it when I tried to convince him that was a bad idea. So that's
That
not heartening. Uh, sorry.
uh, yeah. Well, I mean, in a way, it makes me happy that he's angry at her now. Since if he's angry enough to threaten to do that, then I doubt he'll work with her again unless something goes extremely awry.
Yeah, that's the good news that came out of it, at least. Everything else is so much more confusing.
Yeah. Um. Well, small victories, and they kind of give like an awkward double thumbs up.
Yeah, I guess.
Well, with him. I guess I'll just be blunt and ask. So, is this you saying that with a little bit more faith in HareWire getting better, are we kind of? Do you think you won't try and off the others anymore, or is that still?
I don't really have any idea what state they're in, but if HareWire can get better, then I mean, there's gotta be some chance for them, right?
Yeah. In some ways, I'm kind of afraid Night Owl will be harder to convince than HareWire, but I feel like at least Bear Trap and Health Buzzkill is kind of a question since they're not really like Buzzkill is too out of it to really gauge.
Still,
Still,
that's worrying.
it is. We're a mess, Luke. It's bad.
Yeah, I figured, but
I I do. I believe this was an idea proposed by James when we were talking before. He was telling me about, what was it? It was like refeeding syndrome or something like that. Where if someone has been deprived of nutrients for a long time, that it can be hard to start eating again. And I kind of feel like that might be what's happening with them regarding positive emotions. So he made the interesting suggestions of maybe we could try feeding them little bits of positive emotions and maybe that would help them.
I guess it's something to try other than just wait and hope they get better on their own.
Yes, the most tricky part would just be figuring out how to do that. Since I do try to bring them joy from throughout the day and they don't really go for it.
Yeah, if they're dead set on fear, that's probably not going to work. Uh, HareWire, when I saw him after the kidnapping, he was like all jazzed up by the realization that you can, like, uh, let people know ahead of time you're going to scare them, like at a haunted house.
That's
That would be,
well, at least he's realized.
yeah, it's a less harmful way to get fear, at least, right?
Right, I wonder if maybe that's the way they put a hand on their cheek and kind of lean on in thought. If that's a way to mix different emotions, like obviously people feel a wide spectrum of emotions at one time. Uh, I have had trouble figuring out how one would slip goodness into fear, but I suppose haunted houses are a way to mix joy and fear, isn't it?
Probably the best you're going to get. Uh, like a roller coaster, maybe, would be the other option, but that's significantly harder to come by.
That is, unless we start letting people into Dream Realm willy nilly, and even then the fairground doesn't have a working roller coaster at the moment.
Yeah, that seems like a bad way to go about it.
That, yeah. But still, maybe we have an inkling of how to approach this.
Maybe. I'm not sure how many people around here would go for a haunted house after how Rara has used them, but
Yeah, I mean, well, we are in an entertainment venue. Technically, the terrors are disguised as endos, and if we, I mean, I do feel like we could maybe create one sanctioned by the PartyPlex management, and it would be kind of under false prim, like we would have to kind of lie and say the endos are normal endos programmed for this, but we could probably set up an official haunted house, maybe? Question mark.
you would probably need to bring someone else in on this then. Like
Yeah,
your technician friend Ajax, does he work with animatronics? Could he say he set them up to work like that?
I probably, if at the very least, he would be willing, and he does work on quite a lot of the tech at the Plex. I think the trickiest part would be justifying why we tampered with endos before bringing up the idea.
Yeah, uh,
But Ajax is a good enough friend that I have a feeling he would go along with whatever lie we came up with.
so we have that going for us at least. Then there's just the billion problems of where to put it and how to justify it and how to get management on board.
And how to ensure the night terrors don't get overly enthusiastic. And they kind of say that in a way that suggests it's not enthusiasm, it's more like going on a hunger rampage.
Could we put them behind like glass or I was gonna say bars, but that's a bad idea, isn't it?
Yeah, let's avoid any prison iconography here.
I feel like
I think glass barriers could work, but it would need to have little holes in it so the emotions didn't just hit the wall and not go through.
yeah, there's gotta be some kind of setting they can make creepy with a glass barrier like that that's not prison or mad science lab like a
My
like
brain is giving me aquarium. That's what. They're not
aquarium.
exactly very fishy though, are they?
Maybe not. That's probably a better idea than all I've got was like a movie theater ticket booth, and that's not very scary.
I think Harlequinette kind of giggles at that, honestly. Well, you know what? The scariest thing is just being trapped in line forever.
Yeah,
Maybe the theater isn't exactly a bad idea, though.
there can be. I mean, maybe that could be a place to set it. Put it in the theater and somehow make it a theater themed haunted house. And then we have a place to put it at least.
Yes, I feel like that seems like the best course of action. Um, really, maybe we could justify the haunted house as being a, interactive theater performance in a way.
Yeah, maybe. You probably have a better handle on management than I do.
Yes, and plus, the theater would come with the benefit of Jackie is the theater clown, you know?
Mm, I.
So, she might be able to help with that as well. So, yay, friendship!
She's the security clown too, though, right?
She
So,
kind of multitasks, frankly.
well, then that means maybe she could help us keep the terrors from hurting anyone?
That's a possibility, yes.
Okay, so that's two people that can help and a place to try it, maybe.
Yes, then the hardest part would just be convincing the terrorists themselves. I feel like we could get HareWire in on it fairly easily. He's always looking for a fun time. Um, and as you said, he's apparently had a revelation about fear doesn't have to be completely non-consensual.
Yeah, so that's something. Uh, this is, wild
It's
to be thinking about.
it is very I mean, it feels good to be able to think about ways to help them that aren't don't feel completely like dead ends, but that's it's strange, and I am slightly wary about how they will take it. The suggestion.
Yeah, because even if we want to help them, they have to want to be helped for it to work.
That is very true. Like again, I feel like Bear Trap would be the easy. Bear Trap and HareWire, I feel like can be convinced for slightly different reasons, but fairly open probably to the idea. I mean, I guess I can't swear to it, but it's Buzzkill again kind of just proposes the problem of they aren't in a position to really tell us whether they want this or not, and I don't think they'll really comprehend that they shouldn't go all out for this, so we'll probably have to put them behind reinforced glass if they're in it. Um, and Night Owl, that's just they do like a performance. They but I feel like they're not happy here.
I mean, are any of them happy here besides you and Trick?
Probably not really, but I mean, how do I explain this? Night Owl likes being in charge, and they don't have that here.
Yeah, no kidding.
I think if it was up to them, they would still be off playing, the ruler of the night terrors out in the wild.
Hmm. Oh, too bad for them. Uh,
But
if you want to roll insight.
I feel like that kind of, just off the cuff, just kind of like Harlequinette almost like gives like a sly grin to that. So that's kind of how I feel about it as well. Too bad for them. 7. That was a nat 1, so a 7.
Ugh. Luke seems kind of bitter and mad all of a sudden. I wonder what that's about.
What is that about? Wow, who would. What could that possibly be about?
Mm-hmm.
Like, Harlequinette just kind of gives Luke a wry smile of like, I feel like I'm know the feeling you're feeling at the moment.
Oh, you do?
Maybe they kind of awkwardly like hug their doll and rub their arm a little bit. I get fed up with Night Owl a lot, frankly.
But did they plot your death?
No, but they sure haven't encouraged us to be better all of these years.
Yeah, I'm gonna say that's not the same thing.
It's not. I'm sorry for making the comparison. I'm just saying I'm trying to relate to you here. I'm sorry that that's not working.
Yeah. This is one thing we're not going to relate on, I think. I
Right.
don't know what you guys went through in the basement, and you don't know what I've been through. So,
Right. Well, either way, I'm also frustrated at Night Owl for different reasons, but they're still just. I don't know. You have to understand. I was a kid and they were the adult, and they wanted to stay in the wilds. I had multiple times during those 15 years where I thought I could go off and make friends, maybe, and they would say, no, they're dangerous. We can't trust outsiders. And I have a feeling I would be a better person sooner if they had been a better parent, you know?
yeah, but they aren't. Leave them out of it for all I care. If they don't want to participate, then they can just keep holed up in the basement or whatever the fuck they're doing right now.
Basement. They just kind of nod and confirm to confirm. It's probably would be better to try this little haunted house game without them first.
Yeah, if their illusions got involved, that could really quickly get around a lot of safeguards.
Yeah, that's yeah. I'll keep them on the outside for this, but they are sort of. I hate saying it this way, but they're a problem that will need to be dealt with.
Yeah,
Cause
but let's just not hold this whole thing up for their sake.
that sounds smart.
So that's HareWire participating, probably Bear Trap, possibly Buzzkill, and then if Owl doesn't want to do it, fuck 'em.
I've never felt both. I don't know if I'm even feeling optimistic at the moment, but I want to try this course of action. But I'm a bit hard to work up enthusiasm at the moment, I guess.
Yeah, tell me about it.
This is again, you don't have to be super involved or involved at all in the haunted house. This could be me and my little team I put together.
Yeah, I don't really want to be a part of it, I think.
Understandable. Did that pick up or was my mic too quiet?
I picked up, I heard understandable.
That was what I was wondering about.
Hmm. Yeah, so I heard you. I just don't know what to say. Luke and Harlequinette just standing there in silence. The awkwardness.
Awkwardness. I'm just imagining they kind of like fidget a little and then like abruptly turn and go like, so have I have a TV. Um, if you would like to watch that.
Uh,
Lame attempt to get out of awkward silence.
I, I'm technically still on the clock, supposed to be working. Uh, he does like glance at the TV, considering though. Uh, mm, uh, me, maybe another time.
That's fair.
Um, oh shit, this was a while ago. I kinda told James some stuff about you. Uh,
I They make like kind of a wince face. Well, I mean that's fair. I kind of accidentally blabbed more to James than. Well, I mean I was trying not to blab too much, but then he apparently knew more than I knew he knew, and there was a newspaper article that he had, and it kind of helped him type stuff. Um, things were said that I kind of been kicking myself for.
yeah, so, he knows, about, uh, a lot. knows about the whole, that night. Um,
Does he know about the and they just kind of like tap their chest.
Luke nods.
Oh boy, okay. Yay. Well,
And
he hasn't come to kill me or anything, so I guess he took it well enough.
yeah, and like, I let him know it was kind of HareWire's idea, so hopefully he doesn't hold it against you. The holding against HareWire is another question, but he seems to sort of like HareWire, or did. I
That
don't know.
that kind of surprises me that since I thought Hairwire was particularly nasty to him, but
Yeah,
I'll take it as a win.
yeah, I don't get it. He, like, said some of HareWire's stuff was funny, except the stuff that was, like, going too far. I don't get it.
I will say Hairwire can kind of be like again underneath the problematic elements. There's a good person there who is kind of funny, but not great at distincting what is haha funny from cruel funny.
Yeah, got a good look at that. Uh,
Yeah. Well, do you think if James knows about this that he could? I mean, again, I wouldn't force him or anything, but maybe he could also be on squad. Better diet for night terrors.
yeah, probably, maybe. I think he does kind of want to punch HairWire still, but that was before he helped the kids, so.
I'll be honest, he
Uh,
could probably get away with punching Hairwire, and I feel like Hairwire wouldn't take it overly personally. Hairwire's a bit. I mean, I couldn't swear to that. Hairwire gets a bit inconsistent on how he reacts to being hurt. They make a face at that clearly shows that they are um concerned about Hairwire's mental health, to say the least.
yeah, looks like. I mean, I fucking fireballed him and he kept talking to me, so. James could probably get away with a punch, maybe, yeah.
Yeah, I again wild card. I don't know if he makes exceptions because you're Luke, or if that's just how he would go with anything that. And you said he doesn't know you're the one who set the fire?
Yeah, I kind of implied that you told me about the fire and that's how I knew about it, so.
I see. I'm not sure how he'll react when if he learns that.
Yeah, that's gonna be awkward. I didn't really think that I would ever talk to you guys about that after the fire, so.
Well, you thought we would be
Uh,
dead, so that's kind of a fair thing to assume. Um,
yeah,
yeah,
sorry.
it's. I feel like I can't quite say it's alright since nothing about our lives has been particularly alright, but it's. Again, I understand why you did what you did. And technically, it did end in a net positive of me getting my head screwed back on, right?
He nods. I hope the others will be able to see it that way.
I feel like, we should try to avoid spelling it out for them. If they figure it out on their own, we just have to be prepared for potentially negative reactions. There's a part of me that has a feeling they'll view it similarly to me, though, that, uh, kind of fair after what we had done to you, and other people and everything. Again, I kind of worry that night, I know that HareWire was the most involved in what happened that night, but in general, though, he's kind of, I think, less of a potential issue than Night Owl could be. I have a feeling if we said, oh, hey, everybody, Luke was the one who caused that fire, it's not going to be HareWire who goes, I hate you forever. It's probably going to be Night Owl who. I, I mean, again, I can't swear to it. It's just kind of their whole shtick they have going on.
Yeah, and that's probably the worst person to hold a grudge over that. So,
Yeah, it's not great.
I mean, if you think it's okay to keep it like secret, then yeah, I'm on board with that.
Yeah, I hope we don't. That doesn't come back to bite us, but I do think, in general, it's probably better at the current moment to say, "Hey, that fire? Yeah, we don't know about that. Let's just not say that. Let's just yeah." Sorry, I feel like I just mixed up what I was trying to say and what. Anyway, the point is, let's not tell them about the fire unless it becomes crucial, which I kind of doubt.
Yeah, we can hope. I feel like we kind of just jinxed it, but we'll see.
Uh, Hold on, do I have any wood we could knock on or something? Like they look at the shelves. I feel like the shelves would probably be metal, so who knows?
Mm-hmm. Could roll investigation.
Looking for a single piece of. Wait, actually, I think they pause and then look at themselves and say, "I think I have some wood in here." Like they point to their body. I don't think we can get to that.
Yeah, that's not.
Anyway, let's just hope and not worry about jinxing.
Right. Yeah. James would probably have something to say about the plot right about now, but
Yeah, I'm not super a big fan of the plot as a notion.
yeah, that makes sense.
Hold on, I'm gonna just roll a real quick whiz. Where this is I love rolling whiz as impulse control.
Oh boy.
+3, okay. 16. They managed to not ask, but they're really curious about how if James and Luke are a thing yet.
Can I roll insight?
Yeah. Wait, okay,
22.
yeah. With James on the conversation now, talking about Jay, they keep side eyeing you, Luke, with clearly something a curiosity about them, but they aren't vocalizing said curiosity. But you can quite literally feel their curiosity.
Mm-hmm. Exactly. You can just ask. Your curiosity is literally the strongest thing in the room right now.
Oh, oh, well, I was just wondering how you and James were doing. I kind of picked up on some. I mean, I would assume you picked up on it too, but I don't want to like force anything. But also like,
Yeah, I
have
did.
you
And
noticed
then,
a certain fragrance? Like,
yeah, and then you told James that I probably knew about it, so that was great. Thanks.
I'm sorry, I kind of like playing matchmaker. I think a little bit. I offered to send him to Archie for advice. I don't think he wanted to take me up on that.
Beyond the matchmaker thing, I don't really want people knowing I can do this. But yeah, he confessed, and then though we started dating a little while ago.
I think, like you see, like Harlequinette, like they had more of a worried look on their face the whole time, and then suddenly, like it breaks into a little smile, and like their, like white pupils appear and get like more large and shiny, and they put like their hands on their cheeks and just smile at Luke.
What's that
Clown
look
that stares at
for?
gay people.
Him looking up at them, significantly less amused. What's that look for?
Oh, I just got a date.
Yeah, yeah. Uh,
Maybe it's a little bit soon to ask, but do you think you'll marry him?
oh my god.
I mean, you're kind of like perfect for each other. He told me a lot of his lore, and you're both kind of in interesting states. So, I mean, and you look cute together, and um,
He's kind of glaring at them. Harlequinette, Harlequinette, I'm 17. That we've been dating for like a month.
good point. But I'll be invited to the wedding, right?
We'll see.
They kind of have like a little smile on their face that suggests like they've become aware that they're kind of being a little bit of a annoying little sibling. They're both the younger sibling and yet the older sibling now. It's kind of confusing.
Hmm. Look, I don't need more people pestering me about this.
How many people have been pestering you about it?
Uh, HareWire and Andy and that's more than enough.
That I honestly, Hairwire counts as at least 5, so yeah, that's more than enough.
Mm. So, if you want to pester me about it, you better get him to shut up first.
I If he's caught the scent of romance in the water, I don't think there's a force on Earth that could stop him from trying to pester you about it.
Great.
Or maybe I'm being pessimistic. I mean, again, he's sort of you could probably distract him with something else. Doll in the chat like something else being Ezra, and little do you know that's also what I was thinking about.
Meanwhile, Luke, who still thinks that Hairwire was joking about having something romantic with Ezra.
Yeah, I do think Harlequinette caught some of the Cheshire Rat over the cams. I wonder how much of
Hmm.
the gay they saw.
Hmm. That is the question, because I know they saw more of like the end, but I feel like peak gay was the beginning when HareWire kept trying to like kiss their reflection.
Yeah, the gay peaked towards the beginning and then kind of petered into angst. So I doubt Harlequinette has any inkling. Actually, wait, hold on though. They check on like Harris regularly, so I think and Hairwire likes to draw, so like
Hmm. And did they ever catch HareWire with Ezra's jacket, being a little weirdo with it,
they
chewing on it?
they did probably. I have a feeling maybe they have some suspicions. And you know what? I think they're gonna like since Luke is an employee and Ezra is a employee question mark. Um, just on the topic of Hairwire and romance, which is very weird to say in a sentence together. Do you know if he's interested in anyone here? Because he had this jacket that I think might have been Ezra's, and then he kept drawing things that were laden with hearts. A lot of blue hearts. A lot of blue hearts and flowers.
I mean, he like when I first saw him, he like made a joke about having something to do with Ezra, and I feel like here Handy will cut in like, I think joke is not the word to be used here. I mean, for someone that can sense emotions, you were pretty oblivious. It didn't really seem like a joke to him, or to Ezra for that matter.
Well, like when it's looking at Handy and then the glances at Luke. That's hmm. Okay, two ways to redeem Hairwire. Either we get him working in a haunted house, or the power of love.
The, I I don't see how the power of love would fix his issues with needing fear. Uh,
That yeah, it's I not a great end all be all solution. I know I just said power of love, but in the back of my mind, I'm wondering if maybe we shouldn't check on Ezra.
yeah, that, yeah, last time I saw Ezra, they weren't doing so hot, but I don't know if that was related to, uh, HareWire at all, or I kind of check and grasp them while they were fused with HareWire. Uh,
Oh yeah, that's I mean, surely they can't be that attached to Hairwire. I assume this is probably more one-sided on a Hairwire's half, right? Right?
that would make more sense, but I don't know.
Either way, I'm not sure if I know Ezra well enough to approach them about this, but I can try it maybe. I don't fully. I'll have to think about that. I'm slightly worried now. I don't think Hairwire would do anything bad, but I can't imagine being the object of his affections would be great.
Yeah, I don't really know. I mean, I guess he can't kill Ezra, so that's something.
That's that's something. Silver linings? Question. Can they say question mark out loud again?
uh, maybe Ezra could maybe take care of himself, but does I don't know. I feel like HareWire could still mess him up emotionally.
I mean, have you seen HareWire? He's already a mess, so I'm kind of just assumed that any. I mean, like, I don't know how you would date HareWire without there being something weird.
Handy piping in, like, oh yeah, you'd really have to be a little freak to be into that.
Yeah, I. That's a slightly crude way of putting it, but yeah, I doubt Ezra's would be interested in that.
I don't
So, I
know.
mean, I'm really split on whether we should encourage this or not because on the one hand, maybe if Hairwire has someone he could focus his attention on in a good way, then that would help him. But at the same time, I'm sort of like I don't know if we should have someone doing that.
Yeah, I don't know about encouraging that. Maybe, I hate to say, like, having him focus on the kids, cause, like, H has been through enough, but the kids seem to help. Maybe we encourage that and leave whatever the hell's going on with Ezra alone.
Right, the principle of not our problem, or maybe is our problem, but not our business.
Yeah, that thought of getting involved in Hairwire's romance life feels really weird.
It's slightly nauseating. Uh, I feel like all this while, like while we've been talking, they've like the stress have just slowly started wringing the Jackie doll like a wash rag.
But if anything does happen there, I might hear it from Ezra.
Right, and I mean, I guess he's never been in a romantic relationship, so I don't know how the hell he'll act, but I have a feeling he would be screaming it from the rooftops that Hairwire, you know.
Yeah, it seems like subtlety's not really his thing.
I I'll tell you if I see the tunnel of love over in the fairground in the dream realm start flashing a lot. Or maybe I shouldn't tell you that. In fact, I think I'm not going to look in that direction anymore.
Yeah, I kinda don't wanna know what's going on there.
Like they just both nod. Like yeah, no, cursed cursed information we do not want.
Mm-hmm. If only he would butt out of my love life too.
It's I'm hoping we can find ways to distract him from what we have going on.
Luke looking up at Harlequinette like, we?
Harlequinette's face goes like it was a nervous like kind of frown smile thing, and now suddenly it goes like their eyes widen and the mouth just goes into like a thin little line of surprise. Wh- they are holding the Jackie doll, and then they look out down at the Jackie doll and look away from the Jackie doll, and there's a little bit of blushy on their cheeks, and they go, never mind that.
Oh, come on. You can't stick your hands arms deep into Eggs's romance life and then not let us ask a couple questions.
I, da da da. Sorry, I have to go finish straightening the prize corner. Goodbye. They start heading towards the door.
Are you really gonna leave like that?
They almost reach the door, but sigh and kind of slump and go. No. And they sadly jingle back over to where they had been standing.
The mental image of Quinn doing like a head hanging sad walk, but the fucking dozen jingle bells still going happily.
Yeah. Yeah, the fool jingles miserably across the floor. That's exactly what I was thinking of.
I mean,
But yes, they returned to where they had been standing.
like I don't necessarily want to know. Like it's your business.
Uh, well, your Handy seemed to have other opinions on that, and I do feel like I did kind of inquire maybe a bit too much into your relationship with James.
I think
Or, well, I
inquire is
mean,
putting it lightly. You pretty
I,
much told him. Uh, you pretty much told James that X knew he had a crush and was probably into it.
what
That's straight up meddling.
maybe I am have meddled a little bit, so yes, I feel like it is fair for you to ask questions if you want to ask questions.
X's Luke is very pointedly not looking, but Handy's like, I mean, you gotta at least tell us who.
Um, they just like hold up the Jackie doll like Simba from The Lion King.
Whoa, who could have guessed? The other security clown.
Yeah, probably not that surprising, really, is it?
I don't know. Does she know about all the night terror stuff? What you are? Or.
Not really. I I'm gonna be frank here. James is just about the only person I've accidentally or kind of intentionally accidentally blabbed to. Um, Everyone else I is fairly in the dark regarding my whole deal.
Yeah, makes sense, but I don't know. If you like her, you might maybe be honest with her about that.
Probably. I mean, that's we haven't like fully initiated anything. I'm still.
Uh,
I mean, I would like to, but I don't. I've never been, uh, in a relationship like this, and I mean, it is kind of tricky with. I mean, it's sort of like, hey, want to meet my family? I have one, and they're kind of fucked up and evil. Oh wait, they can't curse. The fucked up comes out as a little honk. Honked
Alright,
up
you
and
can't
evil.
swear, can you?
I lost that ability tragically.
Huh.
Jackie can. There's a glitch in her security mode for some reason.
How the hell can the daycare clown swear and you can't?
It's a cruel world, but you know what? I wouldn't take that away from Jackie.
Hmm, fair enough. That's kind of worrying. I mean, I guess I didn't ask a lot of questions about how you got accepted as an animatronic or what happened there, but
If you want more information on that, uh, Well, I mean, I know some of it because I was there, but post the fire, I was kind of not super in One Piece, but I was more in One Piece than all the others. And Trick was the our main uh you know goer about her since she was the only one fully intact. And she figured out that hey, maybe we could send me to this robot place to get repairs. Uh, it did involve some brief removal of the heart in my chest, but then Trick snuck back in after they repaired me and put that back in, and I was good to go.
I mean, clearly, or we wouldn't be having this conversation.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, that's, yikes. Sorry. That seems like maybe not the best thing to have to go through after everything my father did. Uh,
I mean, uh,
are you,
let's not focus on that.
yeah, are you good with what happened and how you are now?
I'm happy here. Like, sure, I miss swearing sometimes, but I mean, with so many kids around all day, it's kind of a good thing.
Yeah, they probably put in the language filter for a reason, but if 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 you're happy with it, then that's what matters, I think.
Yes, I quite like this new body, or, well, it is still my old body, it's just, it was refurbished, and look at that! I got long legs, and I'm pinker than I was, and mask fully repaired and whatnot.
Yeah, that's good.
Um, do, are you enjoying it here? Obviously, you're not stuck here, but you do work here, so
Uh, I think so. Yeah, mostly just there's a lot of nice people here.
that's really the thing I love about the PartyPlex. Everyone here is eccentric but nice. I do feel like maybe the building is weird. Okay, this is going to sound insane, but I have to share it with someone. One time, I swear to God, I saw a banner manifest out of nowhere.
Banner?
A banner. It said gay. Like it was just. It was weird. You know what? Never mind. But it was an
Yeah,
oddity that I still haven't quite figured out.
yeah, there's definitely something weird going on with the building. Kind of sworn to secrecy about how some of it works, but that wasn't banner related. Uh,
What I guess if you've been sworn to secrecy, it would be stupid of me to ask what you were sworn to secrecy about. But that is a very tempting. You can't just
I,
say that and then not
I,
give me a hint.
okay, I think I'm just not supposed to show people how it works, but like sometimes the doors lead to different places.
I think maybe I've noticed that phenomenon, but it's kind of easier to write off than. I mean, I just kind of always assumed that I just got to turn around or someone got turned around and accidentally went the wrong way. And I mean, with events and everything, sometimes people can just cut through oddly. Well, I might have to do some exploring in the PartyPlex
Yeah,
beyond my usual amount of exploring.
I mean, probably not a bad idea.
I guess while I'm at it, I could probably. I told you right that last I saw HareWire, he was kind of face down in a pile of various discarded chip bags and whatnot.
Something like that, yeah.
Yeah, that was the last I saw him. Last time I went downstairs, which was, I guess, the night before, he wasn't in the garbage pile that he had made around him anymore, and I looked a bit around for him, but I couldn't find him, and I kind of assume he must have with the found a little hidey hole somewhere. He does this sometimes, where he'll be dormant for a while and then go back to being active.
That's,
Normally I can kind of find him, but this time I didn't have any luck.
I mean, it is probably a pretty big shake up for him to suddenly find out that Rara was bad and actually accept that. Yeah, that's
Yes.
probably that's enough to fuck anyone up.
Yeah, I feel like that. I yeah. Hopefully I'll be able to figure out where he's hidey holed himself, and I don't know if I should try to talk to him about it or not, but I do feel like I maybe should try to do something since it is sort of like he was betrayed by a friend and just betrayal in general with him. I mean, you know his backstory.
Most of it, yeah, yeah. That's the kids will want to see him. So if you gotta lure him out, maybe like tell him that the kids want to play with him. Ugh. That feels like a
Maybe.
skeezy thing to suggest. That feels like using the kids, but
Yeah, it's not great feeling, but I'll figure out some way. And maybe he'll get better. I mean, not better, but I mean, like, crawl back out of wherever he's hidden himself away on his own. I mean, he's done this in the past, these sort of, uh, I guess, depressive episodes. They're really more like catatonic, laying down on the floor prone episodes.
that doesn't really make me feel better about what's going on.
I mean, they're not great, yeah. Um, it's probably a bad thing that in my mind they kind of become categorized as the times when I don't have to worry about HareWire doing something stupid. Um, but yeah, they aren't ideal.
Yeah, especially worrying timing. Yikes. Okay, I didn't know I was going to worry about HareWire even more today. I don't like that. Oh,
That's you don't have to worry about it. I can deal with finding him and making sure he's as mentally sound as he can be, I guess.
yeah, 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 okay.
Yeah. Um again, the night terrors can be more of my responsibility. They are. I know that you're obviously estranged from them, and I mean, I feel like it would be unfair for you to have to worry about them when I'm here. You just focus on uh your kid and whatnot.
He's not like my kid.
Yeah,
Just
right, right. Poor phrasing. What does he to you?
not really sure.
Like my instinct would say like you're 17, so he's like your brother, or would that be too
Hmm.
presumptive? Or
Uh, Look at what's happened to my other brothers. That's not something I want for him.
right. Yeah, Harlequinette gets real sad at the mention of other brothers, and they hug the Jackie plush. Yeah, I understand that. Well, uh, whatever he is to you, I don't want you to get distracted worrying about the night terrors when you have a little guy to focus on.
Yeah. Oh, oh gosh. Yeah. And trying to make sure he doesn't get hurt. Oh gosh. Like, it's one
Right.
thing to know that, like, kids are going missing here or getting hurt here, and it's another to know the kid that gets taken.
It is different, isn't it? It's. I'm so sorry that happened, and I'm kicking myself for having not been more perceptive of the going ons of that day. I swear to God, Rara is just able to have her way of the place, and I don't know how she does it.
It's almost like she knows where all the guards and cameras are.
Yeah, very strange. How does she do it?
Mm-hmm. I mean, I was there too. I shouldn't have let him wander away. Uh, I just got distracted and the vending machine was right around the corner and I didn't really think about it.
It's no, it's like I don't blame anyone when it happens to their kid. It's like the PartyPlex is a big place, and it's supposed to be like by design where you can let your kids kind of wander around and whatnot. I don't think it's a failing of you. It's failing of the on duty security. And I was on duty security technically, though I'm during the day. I'm kind of double dipping as security, yeah, but also prize cornering.
I I don't blame you for that, Harlequinette.
Couldn't finish the name, but yay, I got through that time. Yeah. Thank you. Um, don't blame yourself, and I won't blame myself, and we'll blame the real culprit here, Rava, and I guess kind of HareWire in this case, but HareWire managed to catch up with the program finally.
Yeah, so I guess it all worked out this time and we just have to make sure that there's not a next time that H gets kidnapped.
Yeah. I kind of think I might suggest to management and just start giving parents child leashes the moment they walk through the door.
Probably not a terrible idea.
It's probably not ideal, but I mean, hey, better than murder.
Yeah. Just
Sad what cat hours.
standing there overwhelmed by the weight of the world.
Just two sad, tired, exhausted guys.
Mm-hmm.
Um. Anyway, any more questions or I'm trying to think if there's anything else to cover, but we've kind of covered the night terrors and the Rara situation and the uh, and they kind of like wiggle the Jackie plushie a little.
Yeah. I I don't really know how this should work. I It's kind of weird to talk to you again after all this time.
It's not just you. It's I swear I'm more put together when I'm talking to other people, but it's strange.
Was that we're estranged or word is strange?
We're estranged.
Yeah.
Did that clarify
Yeah.
our?
Yes. Yeah, I guess that's a good way to put it. I don't know if there's fixing that. We would if you even wanted to.
I I mean, Luke, I, I would like to have you back in my life, but it's not like you have to if you don't want to, and I'm sort of. I'll be honest, at the PartyPlex here, I have new friends, and I don't miss the old days necessarily anymore, and that doesn't mean I don't miss you sometimes. It's just, I guess I finally kind of started moving on from all that.
Uh, right. You can roll insight.
Yay! Nat
Nat
20,
20.
26.
Okay. Uh, yeah, Luke is trying so hard to keep it together at that, and you get the sense that he has spent the vast majority of the last 15 years missing the old days and when you guys were all kids and happy, and he hasn't even started moving on until very, very recently.
Oh, buddy. Yeah, that saddens Harlequinette, and I feel like they kind of look at Luke and go, I'm sorry if that's not what you wanted to hear, but Luke, I want you to know that I think things can and will get better for you. You're a wonderful person, and it's been a rocky life, but if I can find happiness, so can you.
I, I hope you're right. I didn't really even consider that for the longest time. That things could that things could get better again or be good again.
It's hard to be optimistic when you're in the dark, and I understand that feeling, and Again, I wasn't really happy until a little bit after I came to the PartyPlex, really, when I started getting better. I think I think I learned you shouldn't give up because you can't see the light until it's in front of you.
Hmm. I guess I'll take your word for it.
Well, I that's as much as I can ask for. I think they kind of like awkwardly fidget again, like go from foot to foot, and then kind of like point at one of the shelves with plushies lined up behind them. It's like, would you like a plushie to gift to James?
Like, startles a little. Like, uh, I kinda just spent most of my tickets.
All right. Yeah. Excuse me for a second. Like they turn around and face palm themselves, and then turn back around and go, uh, never mind then.
like cringing, like, sorry, sorry, I don't.
Are would you like a plushie?
Are you going to get in trouble?
I mean, I'm just sort of. I mean, I'm kind of in charge here, so if no one else is gonna be counting, then I think I can get away with it. That's only if you want one. Sorry, I think my baseline instinct has just become to offer people, prizes.
Yeah, understand. You can probably understand I'm a bit wary about, keeping toys around.
Oh, right. Uh, then scratch that. Never mind, I guess. But if you change your mind, I guess you know where to find me. So
He
do you think? I
nods.
mean, sorry, I've never really thought about it. I mean, I guess handy is indication it can still kind of happen. I just so you don't have any toys at all where you stay?
I, I have Alex's bear.
Everybody has Alex's bear. It just shows up. I feel
Yeah.
like they were like gesturing, just like to air to make a point, and then they look and like the bear is right there. Like kind of startle.
Yeah, that was surprising to learn. I think that's it.
It's
Yeah.
an oddity that I've kind of just come to accept haunts everyone. I mean, not everyone, but
All of
it gets
us.
around.
Jeez. I noticed it moving. I didn't realize it was moving around that much.
I really don't understand how it fully works either. I think I can't tell. Like they kind of lean in to squint at it. I frankly cannot tell if it's like it's multiplied itself or if it's one that's just teleporting around really fast.
Yeah, that's a question. Uh,
I think they kind of like poke it a little bit and go, maybe we should like get two in a room together and see what happens. If there is two, I mean, like if you had it in your hands and then someone else had it in their hands, but would it be in both hands at the same time? And like you can see like they're trying to do mental math here. But if there's only one, then it cannot be in two hands at the same time, right?
I think so.
I feel like we need to follow this up for science, but at the same time, I'm not sure if we'll really gain anything from it.
Yeah, I kinda don't want to tempt fate any further on that.
Yeah. Um, I think they kind of just casually grab like the bear's head and gently turn it to where it's not looking at them. Wait, do you ever kind of just stop for a moment and realize how weird your life is?
I mean, can't really call it a life anymore, but yeah, shit's fucked.
If only I could say that. At not the first part, the latter part.
Handy piping in to say shit's fucked?
Yeah, that.
Hehehe.
The closest I can get at the moment is Shitaki's fricked.
Damn, that's just sad.
It is just sad.
Imagine not being able to swear. Couldn't be me.
Well, maybe it could be you one day. I don't know. That's not really. I
I
was trying
doubt
to
it.
make a snappy comeback, but it's hard to.
I'm already on PartyPlex tech, and they can't stop me.
Yeah. That's they laugh as well as me. You know what? Good for you.
Huh. You're being like annoyingly nice about this.
Well, what do you want me to say? I can't swear at you.
Eh, fair enough.
Like give Andy a right grin, and just kind of like turn to fiddle with some plushies on the shelf. So I guess we kind of established this before, but Handy isn't a dreamer because Handy works different.
And I don't like labels, so.
Fair
But yeah,
enough.
I don't do that eating emotions thing you guys do.
Can you get to the dream realm at all? Or
Don't think so?
that's a bit odd, I guess. I mean, not odd against you, but like, I mean, it's just. I guess I would just assume everything that Luke's magic makes alive would just automatically have the same abilities as the rest of us, but huh.
I mean, I don't really sleep, so.
I guess that's probably a barrier. I It's
That's
weird of me to say. I feel
definitely.
like there's more than one way to kind of sleep.
Well, when you figure them out, let me know.
Oh, right, you can't either, right? Sorry that you two can't come and see the realm again, but it's not like you're missing very much. It's not in a good state.
I guess that makes sense.
Yeah. Did I already tell you that I kind of feel like I'm repeating old topics that we talked about the first time, but there was a lot of information. Uh, anyway, let's all praise my ability to not go 2 sentences without seemingly running back into an awkward topic.
And you've actually been talking to people for the last 5 years. That's impressive.
I'm as again, I feel like I'm more put together when talking to other people other than my estranged brother. Are you my older brother or younger brother now? I'll just use brother, general brother. It's catch all.
Yeah, that's kind of weird to think about. Cause like I still remember you being my younger sibling, but I don't know if you're still younger.
I I just get weird with tunes anyway. And I mean, you're not you know, you're weird, weird. Yeah,
Right.
you must imagine this clown just like avoiding eye contact by just like redoing their shelves now at this point.
um, I can head out. I should probably get back to patrol anyway.
Right. Well, thank you for stopping by and giving me an update on the situation. I'll do my best to try and figure out where HareWire is hiding himself, and um I'll probably try pursuing that haunted house idea. I don't know how quickly that will become a reality, but it's worth following.
Yeah, some something to try, I guess.
Yeah. Well, you have a good night, Luke.
Yeah,
And
you
Handy.
too.
Can't forget you.
You'd be surprised. A lot of people do.
You're very small.
Yeah, I know. It's not like nobody's ever said that before. Ugh.
Sorry. At least being so small makes you kind of cute. Is that a good thing to say to you? I'm still trying to get on read on who you are as a person.
Take a wild fucking guess.
Not into being called cute, I'm assuming.
No.
Well, anyway, you two have a good night.
Yeah, you too, Harlequinette.
They like give him a nod.
Hmm. And he sort of awkwardly nods back and heads out.
Harlequinette just like has so many things on their mind, but now for some reason the primary one is how do you compliment a tiny watch without calling it cute?
Why would you want to compliment this tiny watch? It's quite rude.
It's a rude little watch. It's just Harlequinette is like, I have this new family member. I need to make a connection somehow.
Alas, good luck with that.
They're just gonna like resort to using like teen slang, but like outdated teen slang. Like, what's up, little guy? Are you having a rad day? You wicked little watch.
I mean, they did technically name it, so they have that going for them.
They have that going for them.
Oh,
Just the cursed form of Harlequinette is like Dippy Fresh from Gravity Falls. It's just them with a backwards
no.
baseball cap over their usual hat.
Oh, sunglasses that they borrowed
Sunglasses.
from Archie.
A crop top.
Oh man, we should end the recording.
Yes. Thank you everyone for listening, and thank you Zen for having this lore. Is it lore heavy? Is it angst heavy? It was quite the
I
FPS.
think both. A lot happened. Oh boy.
A hefty, heavy-hearted FPS.
Uh huh. But All right. Thank you.
Bye.
Bye.